welcome back to another episode of the VTV podcast. If this is your first time seeing and hearing me, hi, my name is Kailya. I am another videographer of the VTV team. So I want to introduce my guest. You've probably seen his face before if you keep up to date with us. So we got Mr. Adrian Reddix in the cut.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good, man.
Good. Day's going great.
Yeah.
Yeah, my day has been quite busy, but you don't want to hear anything about that. Let's go.
Oh man. Well, that's what we're here for, to learn about you.
That's no problem.
But before we hop right into that, I want to break the ice real quick.
Okay.
So I want to start off with some icebreaker questions.
All right.
Would you rather have slow internet or always forget your passwords?
Slow internet, because forgetting your passwords, it's just a whole lot of just rigmarole trying to get that. It depends on the system, but slow internet.
You would rather get slow internet?
Yes. At least I know that whatever I put in, it's gonna get there eventually. With forgetting your password, you're gonna be able to do anything.
I mean, yeah, that is true, but unless you got your passwords written down.
Why would you write them down? You can use a password manager.
Oh.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about it.
Because I was like, I write my passwords down and then just go to. Oh. Where do you find your inspiration?
My kids. Everybody has a creed or a motto, and my motto is, if I can't look my kids in the eye and tell them what I did, then I don't need to be doing it.
That's real.
Mm-hmm.
That's so real. If you invented an ice cream flavor, what ingredients would you have in it, and what will it call? What would you name it?
Okay, so I would take I'm not a big ice cream person because I'm lactose intolerant, but whenever my kids or anybody, they were like, hey, you want to eat some ice cream? The two flavors I kind of gravitate towards are Bluebell's Millennium Crunch, and there's this small independent black-owned ice creamery called So Creamalicious, and they have this one that's like a caramel pound cake. So I would take both of those and put them together like a Millennium Crunch caramel pound cake.
I like that.
Yeah.
First of all, where is this? Do I have to buy this ice cream online, or is it in the store?
I usually get it from Kroger.
So it's at Kroger.
Yeah.
As we speak.
Yeah. It's like a pint. It's called So Creamalicious. Then they have like a pecan pie one too. Oh, that pecan pie one's good. Yeah, it's good.
You know how us Southern folks be, we ready to eat. So if you in the Vicksburg area or in the area where Kroger's at.
So Creamalicious, I'm telling you. It's a independent black-owned ice creamery, and they're putting out some good flavors.
Check them out.
Mm-hmm.
So you mentioned about don't write your passwords down, and we need a password manager.
Correct.
So can you explain really to me, but to everybody else who's viewing this, why do I need that?
So what a password manager does, it allows you to keep all your passwords in a secure place behind one password. So you only have to remember one password instead of 20, 30 of them, right? You remember this one password and you get access to everything. So that's what it is. And if you write it down, people can come by and look at it, break into your system. When you don't have control, because you don't have control of paper, then you lose control of your password, right? Mm-hmm. And what if, I don't know, your room burns down and then your password's gone, and that's how you got your banking information, your mortgage, car payment. But if I have it on password manager, that's on a cloud somewhere, I always got access to it no matter where I'm at. I just have to have an internet connection.
Right. So the password manager is whenever I'm ready to sign into something on Google, the notification will pop up. Do you want this password to be safe? Is that considered a password manager, or is that something totally different?
That is considered a password manager. It's not as strong as some other ones, but I always tell people I'd rather you have Google's password manager than none at all, right?
Okay.
You have some ones out there that are better, LastPass, or the one I use personally is Bitwarden. It's open source. That means it's free. Or you could pay $10 a year and get some other features, but most people are not going to need those features that they have.
I got you. I gotcha, I gotcha, I gotcha. So we got some camera installation going around the city.
We do.
And I know some people are like, what are these cameras for? What's the point of them? Yada, yada, yada. In the last podcast episode we had, we were sitting down with Chief Jones and we was talking about them cameras.
Right.
So what's the update on them? And just talk about like the new installation as well.
Sure. So we're constantly adding cameras to the city's infrastructure, and we're constantly improving what we already have. They're mostly going to, and I think I can say this, is they look at statistics, and that's where we try to put those cameras where it's needed most. We have a combination of Project NOLA, that is a 501c3 charity that supplies a lot of municipalities and police departments with cameras that would cost us maybe like $6,000-7,000 for free. And they just give it to us and we can use them. And the ones that we buy in-house, it's not, we still have to pay full price for it, but we have a little bit more control over it. So you get less cost, less control, or more cost, more control. So you got to try to find that balance of that, because budgets are finite. Let me tell you, like, I go and ask for money all the time. They're like, maybe next budget year.
I got you. And I know, I'm pretty sure that most people would like to, I guess, see said footage. So
on the cameras, that we can't do. That is only for Vicksburg police, and it's because they call them crime cameras, but I like to call them like safety cameras, because it's not just crime. What if, we have people that are watching the cameras now. What if somebody falls and has an accident, or there's a fight that breaks out that a camera catches? Well, we got somebody that's looking at these that can dispatch officers to whatever scene it is, so you can have a quicker response time than having to call 911 and 911 dispatch them out. But you can still do it either way. You can still go to 911, but at least you'll have somebody there looking, and and you're not relying on somebody to call in.
I got you. Sounds good. Sounds very beneficial if you ask me. And I feel like by you answering that question, it kind of squashed, I guess. I know people will have their opinions anyway about cameras. I know some people are like, oh, that's like invading privacy, but
right. But here's the thing: we don't have any cameras in any places that you would have an expectation of privacy. Right? There's no cameras in any bathrooms. There's no cameras in anybody's houses. Only cameras that we have are in public. But you got to think of, being in this day and age, how many businesses you go in that have cameras. Every gas station you go in has a camera. Every clothing store you go in has a camera. So you're on camera all the time. It's just now it's for safety. I understand people have concerns, and I encourage people to ask questions. I know Chief Jones will ask questions. I know Mayor Flags, Alderman Mayfield, and Alderman Mansour, and any of the other top brass at the police department, I know will answer any questions they can about any concerns that people have about these cameras. But for me, I've been installing cameras at the city for like 7 years, right? And I've seen it's paid off, as far as, it's a very good tool for law enforcement. And it doesn't replace law enforcement, but as far as, it's just like having an officer with a gun or a radio. It's just a tool to enhance their already trained ability.
A lot of concerns around the city is young people leaving Vicksburg after they graduate. And I think the reason why most young people are leaving Vicksburg after they get that degree and all the things is for better job opportunities. They probably think that they're not able to find a job in that field what they got their degree in. So let's say they just graduated, they got a degree in cybersecurity or like in technical stuff or just really IT.
Right.
Do you think that this will be good for them as a starter career?
You talking about at the city?
It could be at the city, or
if it was somebody who came out of school with an IT degree, I would definitely tell them the city is a good place, because you have to touch every part of IT, from cameras to networking to what we call break fix. Break fix is whenever a user has an issue or they break something or something malfunctions, you go and fix it. You have security that you have to know, and also those soft skills as far as like how to talk to people, how to follow up, how to just be a decent human being. Those are also skills that I think are very crucial and things that you do learn at the city. And since I have relationships with a lot of other IT people in town, it's pretty much universal around the city. But do I think somebody with IT can make it in Vicksburg? Yes, because you have the core, you have the city, you have the school, you have a lot of industries that are very dependent on IT and IT skills.
Honestly, in my opinion, speaking from like a young person perspective, I'm like 22 years old now, and I've been working for a city for a year and some change.
Has it been a year already?
Yes.
I didn't know.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow, I feel like you've been here for years.
Honestly, it look yes. I really do think it's the color of these walls. Not trying to.
Is
be
that what it
funny.
is?
Yeah, I really do think so because it feels like I've been here forever, and it feels like I just came here yesterday.
I get that.
So
I get
it's
that.
probably
I've
the
been here
color of the
almost
walls.
8 years, so I get that.
Okay. So you can take that retirement. Oh,
Yeah,
well,
but we
I
ain't
don't
gonna talk about that. We ain't gonna talk about that. Yeah. But yeah, that's one of the benefits of working in the city. You get retirement. So
especially go ahead and get in the city while you're young, so that way you can have an early retirement. So that way you can just maybe retire when you're like 40,
in your 40s,
50.
that'd be like, ooh,
Man, what?
man. I started when I was 30, so I ain't gonna retire when I'm 40s. So, no, I get that.
It's okay. It's all good. I think that go ahead get started like in the city as a young person because just like you said, and then like what you was telling me in my interview, this is an incubator.
Oh, yeah, I remember saying that. Yeah.
This is literally an incubator.
Yeah.
You can form good connections with people. You can learn how to talk to people, work on your social skills, how to talk in a professional manner.
Correct.
And also there's like different like what's the word? I don't want to say organizations. But like it's like for young professional stuff.
Like different organizations, associations, clubs, memberships, yeah, all that. You know, you have a lot of things inside the city that I personally feel like they don't advertise enough. Not just the city, but like there's a lot of organizations in here that are, if not for young people, at least they're wanting young people because at one point in these organizations, like it could be like Kiwanis or Elks or whatever these organizations are, they were once young too, and they came in, and now they have to pass that torch on. I think as far as social and as far as professional organizations, Vicksburg has a lot. It's just I don't think people know about them.
Yeah, and it seems like you gotta be in the know to know, but in reality, like you don't necessarily have to. I think it's just more like
You just gotta pay attention.
For sure.
And you have to use Facebook because a lot of them are Facebook centric. I get the whole thing about Facebook. I understand.
And honestly, I don't be using Facebook. The only time I be using Facebook for real is like when I'm at work.
I mean,
and I just
we
like
use
stay up to
Facebook
date.
because Facebook is a very great platform. It is a good platform. It's just like younger people aren't on Facebook. It's just the reality of it.
Yeah.
Facebook is usually people middle age and older, and it's not a bad thing. It's just those are the people who are in charge, and those are the people who make all the decisions and leadership, and they're on Facebook. So to get a part of some of these organizations, I do believe they should reach out more, maybe TikTok, maybe Instagram. I wouldn't say Twitter. Twitter is Twitter. But I just think that sometimes you have to be a little uncomfortable. You have to go to a space that you're not really known well, or you don't know that well, to progress. Because nothing good, in my opinion, nothing ever good comes from being complacent.
That is true.
Like you can't gain muscle unless you have a a little pain, a little discomfort,
Right.
right? And so I think that, and I get it, Atlanta, New York, LA, those are big flashy cities, but I mean, with the internet, you have so many opportunities. Like I've known people in this town that have 50, 30, 40,000 subscribers on YouTube making a ton of money on a phone. So technology definitely technology makes the world smaller. So I get on TikTok and I talk to people from around the world, from Singapore to Germany to Thailand to Kenya, Mexico, Arkansas. So it makes the world smaller, and it makes, if you don't have your tribe of people in your area, you can use technology to get that. And what I'm saying is, if Vicksburg doesn't have what you want and you can't access it through the internet, I think it's always a community out there for everybody.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure, for sure, for sure.
So you said, I know this is your podcast, but I have to ask. So since we brought up young people, being a young person that is working at the city, what are some challenges and what are also some rewards as being a young person working at the city?
I guess the challenge would be, I don't know if I can say this, but I'm gonna say it.
Do you find like some intergenerational challenges as far as like it's like a something lost in translation?
Yeah, it's that. I most definitely think it's that. And it's not like in a bad or disrespectful way. I think it's just miscommunication. That's all.
I just think it's like, no matter what generation you are, we're all going towards the same goal. We're trying to make the city better, as well. I'm talking about our example. And sometimes this person may be saying A, and this person may be saying B, and we just don't understand. I just think it's good to learn about people, learn about what they do, what they like, so you can understand them better. And that's another thing about IT is it is technical. Don't get me wrong, you have to know the technical, but given my role being like networking, I have to know how this person works,
Right.
what they do, so I can accommodate them the way I know how to. Like some person may need a really fast computer. The other one may need a super dope printer or scanner. So you have to know how they work and the workflow that they have so you can help them out. And I think you do that the same way as far as videography. Like how do you bring out somebody's best self when you're taking a picture? How do you bring out somebody's best voice when they're on a podcast or when you're doing a video? So you always have to meet people and then be invested in people. I think once you learn people, it makes things so much easier.
I agree. I think the awards as a young person working for the city is you are able to build on your skills and you can continue to work on your skills at that. And then you don't have to be complacent. I feel like if you complacent, not to sound harsh, but you chose to be complacent. There's different ways to like expand on what you know. And then also, I feel like the city provides that as well.
I was going to ask that. Now, I do remember the interview, and I think I remember asking, did you like learning and what kind of resources do you like learning? I forget what you said, but has the city provided you with the resources to learn and grow your skills?
Oh, yes, for sure. For sure. I'm glad that I'm not in a place where it feels like I'm in a box. And I'm glad that I have the support that I need and want to like learn that. And it just I don't know. I just don't like being in a box. Like I always want to like learn, and I'm like open to learn. And I'm glad that like I think for me being like since this is being my first career job, it's intimidating because you already have people around you and it seems like they already know what they doing. And then I guess I thought, I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm gonna be so far behind all type of stuff, but in reality I really wasn't. Like, not saying that like y'all spoon fed me, it's not like that. Y'all got me through and was like, okay, do you think you do this on your own? You know what? Yeah, I can.
I think the leadership at the city is good, but I think that's more of a testament to you. That I'm gonna let you know, when you first got here, I was like, who taught this lady? Was she not? Like, she is a go getter. She works hard, and I was impressed with you from the first. I'm not saying this because I don't really care about that,
Right.
but I'm impressed with how hard you worked, and that I can be like, hey, Kailya, let's go to this camera site. Let's go do something. You're like, hey, let's go. Let's roll. You'll roll with me. You don't even know what you're doing. You're like, hey, I want to be helpful. And I think that helps out a lot, because I know one of the biggest complaints about younger people is that they don't want to work. I don't think that's true. I know some of the people in your Generation Z that bust their butts every day, going to work, making a difference, making this community better. Because at the end of the day, I'm getting old. And then we gotta train and make sure that the next generation is as well off as we either are or should be.
Right. I agree.
Because I remember I took you out to work on a camera site, and you were asking questions like, hey, why are y'all doing this? What happens when that happens? How do y'all get there? Why do we do this? And I tell my kids this, is that if you ask enough whys, you'll come up with any question, because a good answer will always lead to another good question. You see what I'm saying? So you'll get to anything that you want to if you ask enough whys. And that's like how IT is. Like, if something happens to a computer, why did this happen? Okay, is this? Why would that be doing this? Why is this happening the way it's happening if I do this, but it turns into something else? So you ask enough whys, you'll get to any answer you want to.
I like that. Remember that.
Ask them. Ask why. Why is always the most interesting question. It's more interesting in how or where or what.
Right. Yeah.
Why can get you to all those, but what, how, and where may not actually get you to why.
Right. Makes sense. Makes sense. Why IT? Why did you choose IT? What pulled you in to like getting it?
I like how things work. That's one of my absolute favorite things, is finding out how things work. So when I was younger, in the 90s, before you were born, we had a computer that it was a compact Presario, very old brand, very old computer. Compact doesn't even exist anymore. And so my mom got this computer, and I was like, I wonder what it looks like on the inside. So I took it all apart. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. She came home and she was like, she gave me a whooping. She gave me, she was like, you better learn how to put this back together. I'm gonna get you again. So all that whole night I spent putting this thing together. I put it together, I know, like 15, 16 times before it started to work. I'm like, I think I could do this. And then it was just something I did on the side, just as an interest or whatever. And I finally got into the IT as I was doing cell phone sales. Then I went from cell phone sales to cell phone repair, or like wireless repair. And then I started with the city. And at that time, I went to Hines and got a cybersecurity associate's. I already had a history degree from Alcorn. And then I went to an online university and got a bachelor's in cybersecurity with a bunch of certifications. And the city does a good job of encouraging education, training. And so they've been very good as far as helping me get to some of my goals.
Okay. My next question is, how were you able, I'm assuming that you did the online university while working full time, right?
Yes.
How were you able to balance that?
It was, I'm not going to say difficult, because people do it all the time. But I had kids that I was taking care of on my own at the time. So it was just, you have to reevaluate what's important and what, when people say they don't have time, a lot of times that's not true. It's just you don't have time or you don't want to make time. So I had to make time to make sure that I was still giving the city what they needed. I was still giving my kids what they needed, and my girlfriend, who was my wife now at the time, what she needed, and also focus on school. So it was a lot of time where I didn't have a lot of free time that I had to devote to something else or somebody else. So it was a sacrifice, but I think at the end of the day, it's worth that.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Very encouraging, if you will.
Yeah, I don't really see the issue with being positive and being encouraging because it's so much negativity in the world. So why not try to bolster positivity? Like it doesn't hurt to give a kind word. It doesn't hurt to smile or wave or anything. You don't know what people are going through, and you adding to that isn't fair to them and also isn't fair to you because joylessness hurts the person who's giving it and the person receiving it, right? So
I've been hearing around the city,
okay,
specifically in the IT division.
okay,
Y'all send up Wi-Fi, and I was there
okay.
while y'all send up the Wi-Fi, especially at the pickleball court.
Yeah.
Also, if you're into pickleball, go out there. We got them. We got the courts and all that.
Yeah.
So why is that? Why did you want to like set up the Wi-Fi over there? And I know one person came up to us and was like, "I'm so glad you are doing this so people do their homework and all the things." And is pickleball just the only place y'all set up Wi-Fi, or are there other places around here?
No, it's definitely other places. The city hasn't had a good Wi-Fi infrastructure, and so we're trying to improve that. And the reason why we did it at the pickleball court, so what a lot of people don't realize, a lot of these tournaments, as far as like tennis, pickleball, whatever, the requirements are you to have Wi-Fi. You have to have Wi-Fi for these tournaments. And so if you don't have this Wi-Fi, then these tournaments won't come. Vicksburg's gonna miss out on revenue as far as money, taxes, or whatever. And people miss the opportunity to see what Vicksburg has. Not only historical, but we have some pretty cool restaurants, some pretty cool views. Like the Mississippi River view is gorgeous. So it's to make sure that the city isn't being left behind. To make sure that we are in at least the 20th century, So us trying to improve Wi-Fi at the pickleball court, at the tennis court, in the buildings as far as fire stations, police stations, and other city buildings, I think it's just going to help as far as making sure all the workforce is connected so we can provide the best service for the citizens.
Okay. My next question is the Wi-Fi free? Can I pull it up on my phone and go to my settings and click on the Wi-Fi and it will pop up?
Oh, yeah, no, it's not charged at all. Yeah, it'll be free. No, it'll be free. And I know we're in negotiations with a company to possibly bring free Wi-Fi back to downtown. But that's in negotiations right now. I can't give a lot of details, but we're trying to work out something where if you're downtown, you should be connected. It's so many things that you need the internet for, be it scanning QR codes or trying to find a menu at a restaurant.
Yeah.
Because sometimes those menus are small and you got to blow them up, bad eyes. Trust me, I get it. So I think Wi-Fi and internet and being connected is not a privilege anymore. It's a necessity. You have to have some form of internet. Maybe it's on a phone or a computer, a tablet. But if you're not connected to the internet, you are left behind. There's so many opportunities that you don't have. And I think that once we get something like that rolling, we can be more of a attractive city for different businesses or people that just want to come here and live.
How would I get this password to Wi-Fi, or is it just?
It won't be a password. It'll be something they call a captive portal. And what a captive portal is, have you ever been to a hotel and then you got on the Wi-Fi and it said, "Hey, don't do nothing stupid on the internet." Okay. That's pretty much what's going to happen. It'll tell you, hey, the city of Vicksburg, what they do, what you can do on the internet and what you can't do. and then you agree to that, and then that'll be in. So it's no passwords, no payment. It'll just be whenever you come to a board meeting and you need to download a presentation,
Right.
hop on, download your presentation, and then give it.
That's good. I like that. Well, it's been good.
Okay.
Very solid episode.
I appreciate that. It was good talking to you. I like talking to you anyway, so it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Be it on the podcast or in the office. We talk regularly.
Yes. Well, thanks for tuning in for this episode of the VTV podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to share. If you're on Spotify, please heart us, favorite us, and share with your friends. And please let us know what you think of this episode. Be sure to follow us on Facebook as well. That is VTV-Vicksburg, Mississippi. Follow us so that way you can stay connected to us and so you can know what's going on around in the city. Thanks for watching. See y'all next time.